Bullying tends to be usually associated with children and with schools. But the reality is that bullying also happens at workplaces, and bullying can happen to adults. When a bullying incident is happening at the workplace, it can take various forms. It can be verbal, it can be through constant criticism, it could be through gaslighting someone, it could be through making demeaning, disrespectful remarks. It can also be through the form of intentionally, let's say, isolating someone, leaving out someone from group activities. It can also be in the form of when someone utilizes the position of power to intimidate and to threaten the other person. When we hear that an employee, or when an employee opens up to us, a co-worker opens up to us and says that they have been bullied, we usually tend to say, get over it, or we tend to say, deal with it, or we sometimes might even end up thinking, did the person do something to bring this upon themselves? What this kind of a response does is that it makes the person who was the target of the bullying incident or the victim to take a step back. It makes them feel even more helpless and powerless. When it comes to bullying, we need to realize that bullying impacts lives. Bullying impacts the self-esteem, the self-confidence of the person getting bullied. It also takes away the joy of coming to work, the joy of working. It affects productivity, it leads to increased absenteeism. It can also really affect the kind of environment that is there at the workplace and spread more negativity. Which is where we need to understand that when it comes to reducing bullying or stopping bullying at the workplace, there are multiple roles at play here. One is the role of self. When you have experienced bullying, make sure that you report it to the person in the organization who is in charge of such kind of incidences. Also, at the same time, if you find it difficult to report it yourself, maybe confide it with someone at the workplace that you are comfortable with. Take the help of that person to mediate that conversation. Second is the role of bystanders, onlookers, people that can be a colleague, that can be you, me. We see a bullying happening, it's very important that we stand up and intervene when a bullying is happening. We say that that's disrespectful, that is not an acceptable behavior. What happens is that when we as bystanders don't say anything, or we utilize more passive methods of ignoring, we are also in some way saying that we accept this behavior. What this only does is that it perpetuates the entire circle of bullying. And when a person who is bullied gets the support and immediate support, it usually tends to reduce the negative impact of bullying, and the impact of bullying can be lifelong and can be for a very long period of time. Third is the role of organizations. Organizations also play a very important role in ensuring that there are places and support systems at place to intervene when a bullying incident is happening, to monitor and ensure the well-being of the employees. Fourth, the person who has bullied must also be intervened with, whether it is a consequence-led approach or that it is through systems that are at place at work. Fifth, we must remember that the entire focus needs to be on the victim, the person who has gotten bullied. We need to ensure that we give them support. We need to ensure that they feel safe coming back to the workplace.